Hello, welcome. Good morning, students. Hope you all are doing fine. Today's class is problem solving methodology and problem solving methodology. Today's class is chapter number 5 and today's session is part number 14. Hope you have understood the previous sessions. In case if you have any doubts, kindly make a note of the doubts what you have, and we can have a discussion of the doubts in the Zoom meeting, or you can also send your queries to me in the WhatsApp group so that I can help you to find or make you understand better. So as you can see, this is chapter number 5, problem solving methodology, and part number 14. So let's get started and let's check out the topics what we have studied in our previous classes. That is, we studied, of course, we have been discussing flowcharts, algorithms, control statements, and last class we studied about the advantages and disadvantages and few of the flowcharts. Let's continue this and let us have a look of the advantages of a flowchart. Before that, let us study the definition of a flowchart. What is a flowchart? Algorithms ಅಲ್ಲಿ steps ಬರಿತೀವಿ. The same steps are represented using graphics or pictures, and that is called as a flowchart. The steps what you are writing in algorithm like start, read, so the same steps we are representing in a flowchart with the help of diagrams or pictures. A flowchart is a pictorial or a graphical representation of a algorithm. So what is the difference between an algorithm and a flowchart? There we are writing steps. Here the same steps are represented using diagrams. So as we know that the human understanding is better with the help of a diagram. So diagrams plays an important role to understand the problem, the logic of a problem. The flowcharts plays an important role in the programming of a problem, and they give a better understanding about the problem. Once the flowchart is drawn, it becomes easy to write program in any high level language. So first algorithms kalitivi, the steps, then we convert the algorithms to flowcharts, and then the flowcharts to programs, computer programs. Flowcharts are broadly classified into two: program flowcharts and system flowcharts. So let us see what is the importance of a flowchart or the advantages of a flowchart. Communication. So flowcharts, they provide a better way of communication to understand the problem. Effective analysis. With the help of a flowchart we can analyze. So we can analyze the best way to solve the given problem. Proper documentation. A program flowchart, it gives a proper documentation, in the sense it gives the correct information about the program, which are helpful or which can be used by many other programs. Efficient coding. The flowchart is a guide or a blueprint which will help us to analyze the program. Proper debugging. Debugging is the process where we find the errors. So debugging ಡಿಬಗ್ಗಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಎರರ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಫಾಲ್ಟನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇಫ್ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿ ಎರರ್ಸ್, ಟು ಟ್ರೇಸ್ ದೋಸ್ ಎರರ್ಸ್, ಫ್ಲೋ ಚಾರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಎ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್. Efficient program maintenance. So efficient program maintenance means maintaining a program is, it makes program maintenance much easier. As of now, you will not understand few things here: documentation, program maintenance, debugging. Not to worry, my dear students, the same topics we will be discussing in detail. These are the coming up problem solving techniques which I will be explaining in the end of this session, towards end of the session or the next session. So some of the points, if you have not understood clearly, that's okay. We will have a in-depth discussion on these topics. As of now, it's fine. So flow charts, we were talking about the flow charts. The flow charts, they are classified into two: program flow charts and system flow charts. What are program flow charts? Program flow chart is nothing but when you write a computer program, a computer program alliro instructions ಅನ್ನು represent ಮಾಡೋದು. The diagrammatic representation of the instructions which you have used in a computer program, that is your program. System flow chart is, it explains the entire data processing cycle, how it is done in a computer system, how it is done. So system flow charts indicates the flow of data throughout a data processing cycle, and also how data flows in, how data comes out, and many other things are explained in system flow chart. So let us see what are the different advantages of a flow chart. A flow chart provides an excellent means of communication which is very easy to understand. So using flow charts, it is easy to understand the process. It has a definite procedure where it shows all major part of the program, and it is easy to convert the program. As you have seen, first we write algorithm, same algorithm we translate to flow chart, and same flow chart we translate to program. So it is easy to convert. A flow chart can be easily converted to a computer program. Like easily we convert a algorithm to a flow chart, same way a algorithm can be easily converted to a flow chart. Next, it is independent of programming language. See, there are many computer languages: C, C++, Java. There are so many languages, and flow chart ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್ಸಿಗೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಟು ಒನ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್. ಒನ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಿಗೆ ಇದೇ ಥರ ಬರೀಬೇಕು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಥರ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಫ್ಲೋ ಚಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಮನ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್. ಸೊ whatever language you want to use, you can use, but the same flow charts can be used. Next, it is easy to debug. Debug means finding errors. So using a flow chart, as explained earlier, we can find or trace the errors in the program. In detail we will be studying debugging. So debug means what are the bugs, the different information I will be giving you towards the end of the session or next session. So let us just go through once the advantages of flowchart. First is, it provides a excellent means of communication which makes us to understand things better, easy. Then it has got a definite procedure so that it is easy to convert a flow chart to a program. A algorithm is converted to a flowchart and a flowchart is converted to a computer program. So there are hundreds of computer languages used in this world, but all languages, so they use the same process of writing flowchart. The common flowchart method of writing is common to all the languages. It is not specific. Then we have, it is easy to debug. Using flowcharts, finding errors is easy. So you can see we have the every coin has two faces. Like that, if there are advantages, definitely there will be disadvantages. So let us see what are the different disadvantages of flowcharts. So now let us have a look of the disadvantages of algorithms. The first disadvantage of algorithms is that it is time consuming. Time consuming means it takes lot of time to draw the symbols, the different symbols used in the flowchart. Then the second problem is the if a problem is complicated and sometimes it becomes difficult to represent the logic of the complicated program. So we say that the representation of complex logic is difficult in a flow chart. After drawing a flow chart, if any modification has to be done, any alterations done, the entire flow chart has to be redrawn. We have to redraw the entire flow chart. So there are three disadvantages of algorithms. One is, as we have to represent each step using a symbol, it's time consuming to write the flowchart, and sometimes to represent a complex logic it is little difficult, and if there is any alterations made, the entire flowchart has to be redrawn. We have to redraw the entire flowchart. That is about flowcharts. Now let us discuss the next problem solving technology or methodology, that is coding. So let me just recall the problem solving methods we have studied. The first problem solving method is problem definition. Problem definition is understanding what exactly the problem is. Then the next is analysis. Problem analysis. Problem analysis means once we have understood the problem, the next step is we think about how we can solve the given problem. That is analysis. Once we have decided how we can solve the problem, then we write the steps required to solve the problem. And the process of writing steps is called algorithms. Next we have flowcharts. Flowchart is the process of converting or writing the algorithm into diagrams. The diagrammatical representation of an algorithm or a program is called flowchart. After flowchart, the next problem solving technique is coding or programming. Let us see what is coding. Coding means writing the actual computer program using any computer language, and that programs can be typed and executed in a computer system. ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ನಾವು ಕಲ್ತಿರುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್, ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್, ಆಲ್ಗೋರಿದಮ್ಸ್, all these methods that is for our use. All these methods cannot be applied in a computer system because computer will not understand algorithms or flowcharts. For that we have to write a program. So to write a program we need computer languages. The process of writing the actual computer program which can be typed and executed is called coding. So coding means the process of writing program or the instructions. To write a program, we need to learn programming languages. So computer will not understand Kannada or Hindi or English. Computer understands programming languages or computer languages. So we need to write the program. To write the program, we use programming languages. The process of writing programs using a programming language or a computer language is called coding. The process of writing program instructions for the analyzed problem. So we know what is the problem. We have analyzed how we can solve the problem. Then we have developed algorithms and flowchart. The next step is we put the instructions in a computer so that we solve that problem. It is a process of translating the algorithm or a flowchart into a language program, computer language program. So, the algorithms and flowcharts, whatever you have studied. So, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, we need to convert it into programs. And to convert it into a program, we need to learn languages. And some of the languages are C, C++, and Java. So if you learn these languages, you can write programs. That is about coding. The next problem solving methodology is a pseudocode. PSEUDO code. P silent ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So we call it as pseudocode. So pseudocode, what is pseudocode? Pseudocode is we are representing the program in a English statement. As a computer understands only computer languages or programming languages. So you write a program that you can type and execute in a computer, but sometimes you want to make a common people to understand that program. So the same program which is computer code ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮನ್ನು you write using English statements, generalized statements, and that is called pseudocode. Pseudocode is also a process of writing steps using English statements, where algorithm and pseudocode there is a difference. Algorithm, you need to follow a procedure, a systematic order. There is a procedure for writing algorithm, whereas pseudocode there is no order. So it is easy to write, easy to understand, and easy to modify, which is also a process of writing steps, but not in any systematic order. And we write these steps using English statements, words, English words, phrases, etc. So what is coding? Coding is the process of writing computer programs using a computer language, whereas pseudocode is also a process of writing steps, but we are not following any systematic order. Instead, we write the programs using English statements, English words, English phrases. So compared to algorithm there is a definite procedure. So you have to start with start. So you should write step 1, step 2, like that. Here there are no such rules. So therefore it is easy to understand, learn, read, and also it is easy to modify. So this is about the pseudocodes. As I was explaining, the advantages of flowcharts. I told you debugging, debug, if you have doubts, let it be. So what is testing and debugging? The next problem solving technique is testing and debugging. Testing means once you have written the program, okay, and that program will be tested whether it works fine in various conditions, various inputs, various set of values. Testing means you are running the program by giving the sample data and checking the output. So you want to make sure that your program works fine in all the situations. So what you will do is you will check your program and you will check it with giving different set of values and you will check the output. So now before we confirm that ನಮ್ಮ program ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ, so for that we are using testing. Debugging means it's a process. Here what we are doing, we debug the errors. Debug means finding faults or errors in a program and also removing them or correcting them is called debugging. Debugging is the process of finding faults and errors in the program and removing it. So debugging is the process of identifying and correcting or removing the errors. Errors are also called as bugs. Therefore we call debugging. We are tracing and removing the bugs or the errors. Errors means mistakes. So let us see the different types of errors. There are 4 types of errors. One is syntax errors, runtime errors, semantic errors and logic errors. Let us see what these errors are. First, let us check syntax errors. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜನ್ನು ಕಲಿತಾಗ ಕನ್ನಡ, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಗ್ರಾಮರ್. So grammar is nothing but set of rules how you can use that language. Similarly, computer languages, they also have a set of rules called syntax. So statement ಹೀಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, every statement has to be terminated by semicolon. Sometimes we may forget to use some symbols which are required or some there is as you learn Kannada, English, you learn grammar. Similarly here we have grammatical mistakes generally known as grammar is nothing but we refer as syntax. If you are making any such mistakes, then you will get this error. For example, you can have a look. Enter 2 numbers A and B. So here cout A plus B. Cout A plus B will generate a error because as you can see each statement ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಲೈನಲ್ಲೂ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೆಮಿಕೋಲನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. cout A plus B ಅಲ್ಲಿ I have not given any semicolon. So you can see here all statements are ended with semicolon. Here semicolon ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, but here we have not given. So here we have forgot to give the semicolon. So when we miss to give semicolon, then we will get the not only semicolon, any syntax errors, spelling mistakes. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸತಿ ಕಾಮಾ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀರ, sometimes colon ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ semicolon ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರ. In such cases we get syntax errors. Next we have runtime errors. Runtime errors means when you run the program, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸತಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಎರರ್ಸ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ರನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಸಡನ್ನಾಗಿ ಏನೋ ಎರರ್ ಬಂದುಬಿಡತ್ತೆ. Such errors are called runtime errors. For example, we have written a program to divide 2 numbers. So for example, ಎರಡು ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರು 0 ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. We will not be able to divide a number by 0. ಅವರೀಗ 0 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ then divide by 0 error will come. That means the runtime errors are known only when we execute the program. Before that, we will not know. Then we have semantic errors. So semantic errors means, say there is some order, some proper ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ಹೀಗೆ ಬರಿಬೇಕು, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಹೀಗೆ ಬರಿಬೇಕು, ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಹೀಗೆ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಅದನ್ನು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಫಾಲೋ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪೇ ಸಮ್ ಫೈನ್, ಇಸಂಟ್ ಇಟ್? ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ದೆರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ರೂಲ್ ಆಫ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೀಗೆ ಬರಿಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ರೂಲ್ ಇದೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಸಪೋಸ್ consider an example, C is equal to A plus B, which indicates the A and B are added and stored in C. Suppose if we write A plus B is equal to C. So, A plus B is equal to C. According to us, A plus B we are adding and storing it to C. But actual process of writing is C is equal to A plus B. That means we are changing the order of statement. So here it will not, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಇದನ್ನು ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಗೆ ಸಿ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಎ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬಿ ಅಂತಲೇ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಸಿಮ್ಯಾಂಟಿಕ್ ಎರರ್. ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಎರರ್ಸ್. ಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಎರರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಜನರಲಿ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ದ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್, ಯೂಸರ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ನೀವು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ನೀವು ಇಂಟು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ. Computer will think that you want to multiply. So therefore, the logical errors when we do some mistakes in the program. For example, a programmer should know what operations has to be performed. So area is equal to pi r square. If I don't know the formula, if I give pi to r, it will calculate and show pi to r. We get the result, but we don't get the proper result. Then we can't blame a computer. So this is logical error. So we just recall. Let's go back and let's study what is testing and debugging. Testing is the process of checking errors. Debugging is finding fault and errors in the program and removing it. So we have 4 types of errors: syntax errors, runtime errors, semantic errors and logic errors. Syntax errors means every language has a set of rules. Even computer will accept a instruction only when it is properly written. Otherwise it will not accept. There can be some grammatical mistake like comma missing, spelling mistakes. In such a case we will get a syntax errors. Then is the runtime error. Runtime error occurs during the execution of the program, when we run the program. When we are dividing two numbers, any number cannot be divisible by 0. I didn't know that the person who gives me two numbers will give 0. Then there will be it will go to infinity. So such errors are called runtime errors. Then we have semantic errors. Semantic errors is in a language there is a rule how a statement has to be used. If we are not using those rules while writing a statement, that time we will get the semantic errors. Then we have logical errors. Logical errors means addition ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. Instead of that, if you give minus, computer will subtract. You will get answer, but you will not get sum. You will get difference. So to calculate area, you should give pi r square. Instead of that, if you are giving pi to r, it will show the result, but that result may not be correct. So this is about the logical. Hope you have understood today's class. Kindly write down the notes, and any doubts you have, kindly make a note of the doubts, so that when there is a Zoom meeting or when you come to college, kindly you can clarify your doubts. Thanks for your patience listening. Have a great day ahead. Hope you are understanding what has been explained. In case of doubts, kindly make a note of all the doubts you have. Please maintain a notes. So kindly bring the notes whenever you are coming to the college and get it corrected. Have a great day. God bless you all. Thank you.